welcome in to another episode of Untold Stories, a weekly D&D campaign set in the world of Elvoria. We're back with these wonderful humans. We are down a Stephen for this and the next session as well, sadly. But Pebble and Togrim will still be around in the background. But yes, we're here, rolling some dice, doing some questionable accents, and hopefully are going to tell a good story. Let's catch up with what happened last time, because it was surprisingly eventful. Having witnessed the two rather grisly executions in San Roy Car of the criminals of the chain, you decided to try and leave as quickly as possible, but in order to not draw attention to yourself, did it the next morning. You used the morning to acquire some materials to upgrade your wagon, before heading back out onto the road towards Narre, which is your final destination as a group. You had lunch by a lovely willow tree, along with dabbling with a smattering of drugs that didn't really do anything, before realising that the willow tree wasn't quite as lovely as you first thought, and had to be shaken out of your stupor by mud balls thrown by Ximori.
Which fortunately didn't kill you.
Yeah, it got close.
The tree was delightful. The problem was the mud balls hitting us in the face. We had a great time there.
I mean, Balrick did spot the corpse that was being consumed by the tree. Eventually, you did make camp near the crossroads, which would lead south to Narre, giving you a chance to discuss the things that you had witnessed the last couple of days. Togrim finished his personal project, much to the chagrin of Lesley, losing out on that bet, finally finishing the construction of his clockwork wolf. The moment of achievement, however, was short-lived, as a bunch of neckers, tiny gremlin-like creatures, decided to try and raid your camp. One nearly eviscerated Aderyn entirely, and another stole a box from Tauri's bag. During the whole fight, while all that was going on, Ximori was ripping them apart with his bare hands, which was interesting.
It seems more wolf-like to me, but...
Unexpected aid then came in the middle of the fight from a chonky-ass boy of a lizard, with crystal scales and a draconic-esque appearance. And at the end of the fight, Lesley held Ximori at sword point, afraid of quite what they were. Tensions were settled in the moment, but still remain high as you are all sitting around the campfire, enjoying the stew that Tauri had been making, which is where we will continue our story. What would you like to do?
Can I just clarify? Had Togrim named the wolf?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Because you said I was just worried we had to leave again.
Togrim has officially named them Pebble. What doesn't have a name currently that has been announced is the Drake.
We need to talk first.
Well, you are all sitting around campfire.
Except Togrim.
Very tensely eating stew.
Les is using a spoon, but also holding a knife, like out towards the bowl.
Roll a survival or medicine, see how good stew is, and attempt to have made some bread.
Okay. Just roll me a straight intelligence for how good the food is, because I don't think you're proficient in cooking with some cooking utensils.
Is that actually a thing? I'm definitely
Yes.
not.
It is. As a person who regularly has characters cook,
Chef feat is critical.
there's chef feat, there's cooking utensil.
You just said straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence, yeah.
13.
13. It's fine. It's a stew. You kind of made it out of the scraps of meat that has been gathered from dubious hunting raids recently. and whatever kind of stuff has been foraged on the ground. It's nothing special, but it's tasty enough. You don't have a lot of seasoning, unfortunately.
It's filling. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Apparently, Tauri is becoming the mother of the group.
As for bread, I'll give you it. You could have potentially made some flatbreads,
Yeah.
but
Not
they wouldn't have had
like
time to
loaf.
rise or anything like that.
Yeah, no, but I'm just thinking kind of Indian, kind of like African style where you help like get it out with the bread.
Making bread's quite a long thing, isn't it?
Only if you're letting it prove, of which if you're making flatbreads, you don't need to worry about the proving process so much.
Yeah, educating. The little dragon goes over to try and steal some food, and I yell at it, Dirk, here! To get it to come over, which is just the equivalent of going, lizard, come here. But Dirk, D-E-A-R-C. Essentially Derek.
Derek the dragon.
He's not, he's Derek.
Yeah, Drake.
D-E-A-R-C, Derek.
Derek.
Derek the man.
He's like sniffing in and around the stew pot, and like it gets knocked and nearly spills before like backs up. Like situation.
Alright then. If I'm going to admit this, and I'm going to say we're a party, then we need to communicate with each other. We're all clearly hiding things or keeping things to ourselves. And that's clearly becoming a bit dangerous. Ximori, what happened there? With your hands?
I don't know.
What did it feel like? How much control did you have? Is it a danger to us? Is my question. I think that's what Lesley's mostly worried about. Bigly worried.
How big is that boy?
Biggie worries.
Have you worried very bigly about this, Lesley? I mean, I feel in control. I didn't attack your dragon or the dog or any of you.
Okay.
Like,
What?
How
I
long?
was right there, and I didn't attack either of you.
How long? How long?
Do you want me to do a tester for you? Alright, you go. Do that, you
I
go.
got that.
Alright.
Leslie.
Leslie.
Ah, my name is Leslie.
You by gum, A up. That's what you want to do. Say A up.
Hey, how long? It works. How long have you been able to do it?
Like a week at most, maybe.
What could have changed? Is it something you ate? Did we all eat something?
Didn't think my cooking was that bad.
It's not something we
What
ate.
did you do?
Maybe it's Tabitha's fault.
You keep Tabitha out of this.
I've
Um,
had to fight for a while. Or at least not this much for a while.
Is it just the fighting that triggers it then?
I think so. It's when I get like when it's time to like throw down.
When you get sweaty.
Yeah. Like everything just sort of fades away and it's just the next thing to break.
I'm sorry. That's a really serious moment. That was really well done. I'm just...
When I'm
No.
feeling sweaty.
Sarah.
I just know, like one or two words to put in. Oh, so when I get you, so like when the rage comes on, all right. I think a lot of us can relate to that with the anger and and when that happens in a fight. I know I can. I'm not much with the starting to become an animal part of it, but I think I trust you for now. Lesley, you satisfied? I'm on.
I'm
The stew.
Literally eating the stew and having this conversation.
She's so method.
so sorry. You hid it from us.
Well,
I don't trust.
yeah.
I think that's my point. We're all hiding stuff right now. I think we're all
This is
like,
hey, Bagel. This is dangerous. This could kill us.
That's
Aderyn was hiding
not-
magic.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
was
say.
about to say, if you're worried
Oh, dude.
about things that
Yeah,
could
come on.
definitely kill us, then
Well,
hiding
Aderyn.
magic is top of the list.
we're
Come
all
on, that could kill her.
No, it would
Hey,
kill
what-
us by association.
if we're caught
We are
help,
complicit in hiding that magic and have not revealed her when we could have.
aye,
Because I took the flak for someone for what she has done.
You didn't have to, and if you want to walk away, you can walk away.
I know I didn't have to. I made a choice. Stand by my choice.
I don't want any of you to risk anything for my sake. So
we're all risking things.
yeah, but you
Right,
don't have to. That's what I'm saying. If
Not
you want
for
to
your
leave, you
sake.
can leave. I
No,
can
Aderyn,
go on by myself.
look, I've accepted. I've said the words party now. We're stuck together for a while.
Yeah, well, you still owe me a friend.
How about myself? Eventually.
Eventually, you have.
I'll
what,
pay you
a-
back.
How long was it? I forget what day it is sometimes. When did you kill Tata? Because you had 3 days.
Alright, but in my defence, that was scary. It was right in front of my face. But that's not my point. Like, we're not just like you two. Aderyn and Ximori aren't the only ones risking us. I'm risking us a bit too. I've got in the car. I've got my bag. You know, my satchels that I rescued from Govar. Bless him. And I had a lot of things with me, a lot of things to sell. You know, hides and all that got damaged, but they were the things I cared about. Because they're much more valuable than the others, and also much less legal than the others. I'm not myself above the law. It's a polite way of putting it. I'm carrying some things that I shouldn't be for other people, and I'm taking it to Nare to get rid of it. And that's my risk that I'm putting you all through without asking. And admittedly, I said we're not a party, but I guess we are now, kind of. Lesley, are you hiding anything from us? Then, like, I've been up and now we've seen the money, but there's more than just one of us putting it at risk.
I mean, that's what a thing to ask a man who's lived a life like me.
I'm sure you've done some very, very questionable things.
Oh. But and Leslie's gonna sort of clutch at the pouch he's got around his neck and like sort of tuck it a bit and say, maybe I have some things I also would like to get off my chest in Nare.
Right, that's right. No rush. No rush.
It's just a good pun.
Tauri, what's your dirty little secret?
I don't know. I've told you up front why I'm here.
I'm not
to
in.
expand my family's business contacts.
But you are so mysterious. You should have more secrets.
The fun's making people think you have them when you have none. Imagine how much it screws with someone's mind if they're desperately trying to find a little dirt on you, but there is none.
I mean,
Nice.
even just being a mage, though, that's a risk. I know you're more open and legal about it, but that doesn't mean the locals care for it very much. So
No,
the-
but being legal is very much meaning that I don't have to worry.
it's still it's still something that we've all got our things. So I think we can lay off Ximori like for keeping some for a week. That yeah, it's dangerous and scary, but
Scary to me
we
too.
seem
to be
safe.
fair.
And Ximori I think he needs some support at that time. This time, don't you? I think we should be not distancing ourselves, but maybe helping.
Is it just the hands? Or do
No.
you go full animal?
I don't grow fur. I don't think I do anyway.
Oh,
I don't think I go full.
If you do
You
grow
know, the other
fur,
day-
would we be able to shear you like a sheep? I mean, I could do with a nice fur coat.
I guess if I grow fur, sure.
That is disgusting.
But the other day after the Ankeg thing, when I was hungry, I was really fucking hungry, and food wasn't fixing that.
Mm.
Look, 10 years ago, something happened to me. Something was done to me. And I don't know what it did. And since then, I get hungry.
Well, eat up then.
What's I'm sorry, Ximori, this sounds like it might be personal. But what do you, the process that was done to you, can you describe any of it?
I don't remember much. I was...
I'm sorry, you don't have to. I'm sorry. There's clearly
I
a
can't.
oh, physically can't.
Yeah.
Is this something you'd like to find out about in the future? You'd like to learn more about?
No.
Okay. Well, we can leave that there.
I think the important thing is I think we can agree now that there's worries around it, but I don't think Ximori poses any more of a danger to us as a group than any of the rest of us. It's a different kind of danger, but
what satisfies your hunger?
Killing things, like, I can't just eat dead things. They have to die in my hands.
Then, as long as we make sure that you have things to kill, then it should be okay.
Yeah.
you can come hunting with me when I go hunting for food and stuff like that. And
I don't leave much behind.
why I'm saying, I'll be honest, Amori, we've seen you hunt some of the nights previously. I'm not taking you with me hunting to help me with the hunting. I think I'll do the catching the food, and you can get your own.
Ulrich, do you remember the wolf in the tree?
I do remember the wolf.
That was me.
I think I pieced it together. I've seen the signs since we revealed it. Yeah.
Like,
I'll keep my distance when I do it. And you get what you need, and I'll get what we need. But at least then you have someone with you.
yeah.
I'm a big lad, and maybe I can help you calm down.
Maybe. But, yeah, like, I can direct it mostly as long as I'm fed. As long as I'm not hungry, it's easier.
So, I mean, wilderness then, we'll be fine. We'll stay in the wilderness most part. I'm happy with that. Everyone's happy camping out, aren't we? I love camping here. A regular scouts group. We'll have to be careful in the city then. Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some villas on the way we could stay at. With nice orchards.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
We'll help you through it either way. To Nari, and we'll see what happens after Nari. Alright, Lesley, you got business in Nari, yeah, and you're gonna tell us more in Nari. You don't have to, no pressure.
I'll be following you in Nare for a bit. You'll find out.
Right.
I guess
And
Ximori, I think I might owe you an apology for how hasty I was with the swords.
I mean, it's understandable.
To
be fair,
man of
I
my
owe you a knife.
age. You do owe me a knife, but man of my age, I think I've seen everything. When I encounter something I don't understand, I get a bit up in arms about it.
Alright, let's not put it to age. What about the same age, you and I? And let's not say that I'm a close-minded man just because I'm not old-aged. Besides,
That's my excuse. You're closed-minded for other reasons.
I'm looking around and I feel like we're among the younger. We might look,
Yeah, we are.
we might not look it, but
Actually,
The
yeah,
percentage
I
of
am
my
older
life
than
that I
most
have
of you.
lived.
I am older than most of you.
You're the middle third, you two. To be fair,
hey,
But like, yeah,
Aderyn's only like what 30?
33.
Yeah, and
Tauri's
Tauri's in
not.
her mid-20s.
Sure.
yeah,
Few people to comment.
a little bit.
how old's Togrim?
Togrim's
Togrim's
like 200.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, but
Tauri-
that's like
Tauri's
20 for a
basically
gnome.
just out of uni.
Oh, yeah.
Equivalent age.
In terms of adolescence, it's
Yeah.
absolute chaos. But like actual years spent on Alvoria,
Togrim's in his like middle. Togrim's in his 30s.
I think in terms of the amount of grey hair we have,
Oh, yeah.
there's an Balrick with
You-
silver daddies.
Balrick has no grays. What are you on about?
Yeah, and you're ignoring the fact that Tauri has a skunk
No,
tail.
exactly. Balrick. I think Balrick.
I think he's got a couple of bits in the man bun.
Yeah, he's
I
not.
think that we have almost the exact same hair. We go to the same hairdresser. It's canon.
It's
It's
really
Aderyn.
not canon.
He does have a couple of grays. Oh yeah,
Could not be further apart.
oh yeah, because we all have the little bit. Every single character has like the little grey strand, don't we?
Unless we're bowls. Let's do it one day.
Do we have the same hairstyle?
I'm going to give you all lice, so you have to shave your
Kind
heads.
of.
We're basically the same person.
You
Okay,
only
my-
have the-
Looking
you
at the
only have
pictures
top
though.
half.
Looking at the pictures though, like my hair's much more voluminous, and fabulous. It's I
Wait.
got the luscious beard. I got the under bit as well, and I've just got volume on it.
I think that if we're being like specific about this, Leslie's is more fabulous, but your hair's okay.
That was very Phoebe from Friends, how you said fabulous then.
Cause
Anyway, back in character.
Well, there is a mini break. Balrick, roll me nature or arcana.
10 on the dice. Plus, believe I might be proficient in nature. 14 total.
Yeah. I brought this up with you out of session, but it's worth saying in session. Knackers. They are not regular on the material plane. They're very common in the Fey realms, and to an extent the Shadowfell as well. But the other element is that like they're not usually bold enough to go after groups. Like they win by swarming, and while there were a number of them, they wouldn't attack a group of 6. Like that's odd behaviour.
Alright. I'm finishing up, I guess, and talked. I'm a bit suspicious of the fact that we got attacked by them neckers. Then I've experienced them a couple of times living up in the frost fjords, the forest that I lived in. There's quite a connection to the Feywilds, at least a small amount. And up there, we get intrusions with neckers occasionally. They've got a heavy connection to them. Quite common in the Feywilds, but not on the material plane. Not here. Especially not here in the Empire. That's quite suspicious that they would be here in a decent quantity, and then also that they act quite not like usual. Neckers attack lone travellers and stragglers. They don't attack big groups with caravans and, you know, the ability to fight back.
Does that set anything up with me and the box that the leader seemed to try and steal?
Roll me history. Let's see whether you know any folk tales. Ximori, you can do the same.
Only because I remember him stealing it, but I don't know if it would have been anything that it would have mattered.
What's the question?
No, because I rolled a 5.
Tell you what, Chris, you can also roll Arcana. I'd
I
say.
got a
11.
9.
I rolled a 4.
-1 is
Cool.
a 10.
10.
Plus whatever.
Nothing in particular. None of you, the Ximori and Tauri, not read any stories to do with them, and nothing's coming to your mind, Balrick, about why that would be.
Maybe they just felt bold because we were sleeping and relaxed, but I'm a bit suspicious of, you know, there's a few things recently that the Ankeg and this, there's a lot of creatures out of whack.
Can you remind me what was in the box?
A quill.
An emerald pen.
Emerald pen. Oh, that was it. I have added it.
It's not solid emerald. It's
Yeah.
A wood core ink implement, self-contained inkwell,
Yeah.
but then just covered in emerald-like glass. It's not actual emerald.
Yeah, I've added it to my inventory. I just forgot that that's what it was.
We've got on the ideas about it. Maybe we just rest up. You know, it's the middle of the night. We've been woken up, kind of. We're just setting up, weren't we? Clean camp. Let's pack up. Let's get to sleep. Rest. How far away now? Like 2 days.
You're either a long day of travel or probably a day and a half. It's up to you whether you want to push or not.
Day and a half till we get to Nare now. Not far to go. Let's just rest up. Make sure we're all got full strength for tomorrow. Hey?
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone wants to do overnight? Togrim sets Pebble as sentry, because Pebble doesn't have to sleep and is a fairly good watchdog.
Oh my god, we
Go
don't.
to sentry mode where it just sits and the head spins like a 360 camera.
I'm terrified.
There's a faint blue line that just traces around the camp.
It's sort of a cone if you look close enough.
The dragon chases the spot occasionally. Like two blue dots on the tree line. The dragon just goes after them and tries to catch them.
It becomes very noisy. We
I am
can't see
here
at all.
for the Pebble and Derek like side plots.
Do you know? Have you ever read? Have you seen the Brutus and Pixie?
Yes,
It's
yes,
like that. It's like that, but size swapped.
yes, because Derek is very much Pixie.
What shall we do
Pixie brain
tonight,
with a
Pixie?
good body.
Well, Pebble, what do you want to do tonight? The same thing we do every night, Derek. Try to take over the world.
This is the greatest C plot you lot have handed me ever. The animal companions are the villain.
You will not
Stephen's gonna
strike me,
cut back to
father.
Pebble, just ripping you all apart.
This weapon does not scare me, father. You would not harm me, your only son.
Does Pebble have a book of the intellect?
Yes.
Slowly increasing in intelligence. Every session gets some +2, potentially for bit.
If I gave you like a headband of intellect, I would be so curious who would get it out of everyone, including the companions.
Pebble.
Anyway,
Then we'd give it to Togrim, and Togrim would give it to Pebble.
Togrim doesn't need it.
I don't know what Togrim's intelligence is. It's only-
Well, based on the fact that it's a secondary stat for spellcasting, probably okay.
This is primary stuff.
Yeah. But it's his primary stuff.
It is
I know he's technically a half caster, but
But the rest of us absolutely do not need it.
anyway, you wake up the next morning with Balrick. Initially, like you'd curled up with Derek, like very huddled close to you, seemingly very protective of you. When you wake up in the morning, however, he's not next to you, and you're immediately like, "Wait, where is he?" And you're first up anyway, so you like bolt up, and you immediately scan everything, and you see where you'd like piled up the Necker bodies in like a makeshift mass grave, and you just see the back half of Derek sticking out of the pile, and the front half of him inside it, and the tail just gently swishing happily.
I have been awake for 4 hours at this point, and I'm just looking
Just
at
not
like,
stopped it.
So is Aderyn.
No, she's a half elf. Don't have chance.
I thought they did. My mistake.
I've just been sitting on a rock staring at this, like,
But I like that implication that you've assumed that Aderyn has just been like sleeping for 12 hours for kicks. Does not need it. It's just like
I just like
Absolutely would.
It's on brand.
That's why it didn't seem out of place to me. I just thought she'd just do it.
Can do it, like doing it. Don't need to.
I kind of just shake my head at Dirk and go, ugh.
His head comes out with a neck ahead and just ha.
he's been doing this for 3 hours.
Oh my god. Hey, what we're gonna do about it?
Comes up and rubs against your leg. If you weren't a giant human, it would probably knock you over.
I'll give it a scritch better the neck and go, oh my god, I'm stuck with you, aren't I? Where did you come from? Oh,
On the plus side, harder to kill than a goat.
hey. Oh, don't say that. You make me sad now. I'll go back. So they don't carry as many things though. Can you carry my bag? We'll see. We'll see when we get traveling. All right. Should we wake everyone up, or do you think they deserve a lion?
We deserve a lion.
Is Lesley awake?
No, Lesley just has that as also.
No, can
Lesley says that.
I say that, and Lesley says that. All right then. Leslie, oh, you're awake already, little Lesley. Come on, waking up. Oh, up. Let's start packing up. Oh, you just stayed quiet, and I'm late. Yeah, I was.
Not
Leslie.
not little. Not little
Right.
Lesley.
I'm gonna once
There's
again.
not a name.
I'm gonna pick Leslie up onto his feet. Leslie, if you were talking, if you'd have stayed quiet, I was like, you know what, we got disrupted last night. We got long journey, but no, you talked. I think you got to get to work. Come on.
Leslie's just gonna like crumple back down into his very comfy poncho.
Aderyn's gonna laugh in Leslie's head because
You asshole.
he's not saying anything.
Come on, Leslie. Come on. I'm gonna clap in his ears.
Leslie's gonna
I got
start-
jobs to do.
Leslie's gonna start singing a song that he knows Aderyn like hates because it gets stuck in her head a lot, just in her mind.
I know a song, man.
Like, surviving on. I think it's surviving.
Him?
Surviving on a hymn. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Surviving, that's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, what's a synonym for prayer?
Thing like repentance.
Whoa.
Surviving on repentance. Rubbish. Oh, I think we're stuck with it.
We'll have to. We'll have to get a list.
Hey.
Honestly, I don't know enough of the songs.
Yeah.
What have you come up with, Gethin?
I know loads of the songs, but I just can't. Top of my head.
There's not a great lot of good synonyms for the word
I
prayer,
don't
to be
think
honest.
you can really change someone like Captain Crash and the Beautiful Queen from Mars. And that's one of them. Ah, love Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Don't maybe do that. There's what? Are you looking at all the Bon Jovi songs?
Yes, well, not all of them. There's a lot of them, though.
They've got like 8 or 9 studio albums.
It's my existence.
Yep.
This is my existence.
This is my existence.
It's just that opening bit of do 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 do.
Exactly, that is what Aderyn hears in her head.
No.
Most chaotic wake-up group ever.
All right, Lesley. You're gonna go to the edge of the clearing. I think I saw some herbs over there. Get the ones with the green leaves with the slight orange burning on the underside. Don't get the orange leaves with the green little underside, or else they're gonna make you vomit.
Alright, so I'm
Green
gonna...
leaf, orange underside.
Orange, green, underside.
I've been just in a head.
Leaves. So you want me to go over there and pick up some pooey leaves?
No. The green leaves with the orange underside. We'll water them before we cook them.
Blue flower, red thorns.
Exactly what I was
Can
thinking.
can we roll for colourblind?
Yes. Hold on, let me Google like we did with Aderyn and a bee
Statistics.
thing.
So there's 3 types of colourblindness.
I don't know what colourblind for green orange is.
One
It'll just
in
be for green
12
and red.
men, apparently, so an 8%
Let's do
chance.
the-
8% chance.
D100.
Alan Moss was.
Roll me a D100.
Yeah.
8 or lower. Sorry, what was that, Bryn?
Alan Moss is colourblind. When he passed his seamanship, he had to learn the flashes of all the boys because he couldn't tell them apart based on the colour otherwise.
Why do I have 2d10s? Oh, of course.
You should do. I bought you an entire dice set. Is anyone else doing anything this morning while Lesley finds out whether he's colourblind?
Oh, it might still be in the bag. Okay, well.
Well, I'll send Lesley out on a hunting down herbs. I'm gonna I'll start preparing a breakfast for people
That's 70.
using the like leftovers of the stew.
Well,
Lesley is not colourblind.
You know.
He can't be colourblind. Have you seen his clothing?
Have you seen his
Right,
clothing? Of
explain
course he's
his
colourblind.
clothing.
Lesley, that's a formal black and white. No, Leslie's not done this.
I think that actually the colours that Lesley wears are okay for most colourblind. I think that it's fine, the colour palette. It's not like red hues that are an
Regardless,
issue.
roll me a survival check. Let's see if you can do this.
Oh,
Now it's
Lesley's just gonna
now it's
half-ass
just the
it.
ability to remember.
Roll
Yeah.
at a disadvantage then.
Colorblind would be terrible. It was
You
green.
also have -1 to survival.
Did I say green with orange? Green with orange would be hell for a colorblind.
Is that 2?
That's a 2.
Oh, God.
You just
Lesley
grab
is just
leaves.
grabbing yeah, exactly. They're not even it's just like from the floor, like picking up leaves that have fallen from a tree. One at a time, like ugh.
So I need to pick up leaves. I need to pick up leaves.
In Leslie's defence, it is getting near autumn, so there are a few that are green on the top and orange on the bottom for totally arbitrary reasons.
And Leslie's still basically asleep.
Eventually, Lesley comes back with an armful of leaves.
Do you give them to me?
Of
The pot
course.
is there cooking. Okay. Good. You don't just shove them in the pot.
Well,
It's like,
Well, you've said it now.
you didn't tell me that one would be very ill.
Lesley, this is useless. Can you at least pack up your things, make yourself, ready to go? Maybe wake Aderyn up.
Don't you dare.
Row, row.
You have to get used to this. If we're travelling, we can't be sleeping in all day long.
It's not not all day. It's just until noon. everybody knows that you've got to wait for the sun to be in the middle of the sky, and that's when you too should rise.
The sun rises.
Everybody knows.
The sun rises like 5 hours before that.
Yeah.
That's when
And-
you rise.
No. You get up when it says peak.
That's wasting half the day. Nah.
That's
Traveling
kinda
with me,
when
we're
the
gonna be
sun's
on
at
the
its
road.
warmest.
You're not respecting our customs.
Is that a
That's fair.
cultural tradition, is it?
For some.
You'd like the Frostfjord. Sun does like. To be fair, in Frostfjords, the sun doesn't come up sometimes till like nearly noon anyway. You could go for sunrise there. Go to the northern parts of it, you get 3 hours of sunlight a day. Maybe less. Sometimes.
Sounds pretty alright.
You get to wake up really late.
How's our wine?
I don't know, I haven't touched the wine.
The Frostfjords do not
Maybe
have
not.
wine.
Maybe not then.
Wine is not.
But speaking of
Wine is
wine,
not warm enough.
Lesley will pour Aderyn a glass of breakfast wine and put it near her.
One of these days, you two are not going to have access to alcohol. We'll have the world's longest and worst hangovers, and it's going to be hilarious.
You wouldn't
Maybe
do that
that's-
to us.
Maybe that's Adam.
Do you have enough supplies?
For now, yeah.
You won't get enough supply.
What if Aderyn stops drinking and then she doesn't have magic anymore?
Making a supply.
She's not actually magic, she's just really drunk.
What if she stops having visions and stops being all... stops having dreams of eyeballs and stops being weird? What if she speaks in a normal voice? She's just been slurring this entire time.
That's racist to the culture I'm from.
Leslie's from the same place.
Exactly.
That's racist to the culture we're from.
Drunken sorcerer.
I don't usually encourage violence in the home, but sorry, you are close enough to Chris to give him a little little slap.
She kicks me on the knee right now. She kicks me on the knee very lightly. Now. Someone's not
Anyway.
in.
You have some light breakfast and some breakfast wine. Any other important things before you leave?
Has the little fat dragon eaten?
He's eating a pile of neckers. Pile of neckers is half gone.
But
I've been playing, yeah.
that sounds a bit disgusting.
Well, and what do you think? I'm not his owner. It's following me. You know, it eats what it eats.
Can I offer some of my,
Yeah, aye.
can I offer some of my breakfast to the drakes? You want to try something nicer?
No, stop.
Eat-
Let's not
What?
make it picky. What if it doesn't eat the bodies of things anymore?
You don't want your dragon to have taste?
I want it to, do nice, efficient things. It's cleaning up the forest, or else we're leaving rotting corpses all around.
But it'll have bad breath.
Dirk, breathe fire.
Can Derek breathe fire?
Can it actually? If we give it,
I
Well,
genuinely
it's
don't
high
know.
enough level, I think.
I don't think it can yet.
oh,
So you just say it and nothing happens.
oh,
Breathe
Maybe
fire,
I-
it goes and inhales the campfire.
That's what I was going to do.
oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it's. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
can't do Not
Not
yet.
really a proper dragon, is it?
Yeah, you don't get it till 11th level.
Ah.
Oh, no.
There's nothing wrong with having refined taste. I think your dragon should be getting used to the finer things in life, and you should be trying to give it that lifestyle.
Why is it my dragon all of a sudden? It's following me.
We don't make the rules.
Ah,
It's
We just
mean,
make
it's
other people follow them.
To be fair, we followed you, so You admitted we're a party and all.
Yeah, actually, this is my wagon, isn't it? Maybe I just kick you all out. I don't need to have a party.
You can't do that after you just called us a party yesterday.
You still owe me a friend.
I'll get you a friend. I've offered myself, but that's not good enough, apparently. Do you want me to buy you a friend?
You didn't offer yourself. You said eventually. That's not a very good offer,
Well,
friend.
all right.
To be fair, Aderyn. I said this in her head because I will never correct her out. To be fair, yesterday he did, and it was quite sweet, and you didn't seem to accept it.
Okay.
Double down. When we're wrong, we double down. In this household.
All right, Aaron, if you don't want me as a friend, maybe there's some
No.
nice person we can buy. We
It's
can
just
buy
that
you a friend.
No, you can be my friend. I'll accept your friendship, but you have to make it official.
How do I make a friendship official?
Friendship bracelet.
Fine.
They've got to be purple.
Fine.
Purple.
In Nare, when we get to Nare, you may get a friendship bracelet.
I'll need the money.
You'll need my money.
But no, you have my money.
You mean my money?
No, you have my money.
I think I'm the one carrying it. It looks like my money.
Yeah,
It's
but
my money.
you give me money.
All right, I'll provide you the money. I mean, personally, it'd be a lot more touching to me, you know, and a lot more of a sign of you taking a friendship seriously for you to make a friendship bracelet.
Okay,
Okay.
I need resources.
Does the resources translate to money?
Yes.
All right.
I could make you one for money.
Cool. Someone roll a d10 as you head off from this campsite. Two of you half cut. The other one very cut.
On me.
You can roll it.
7.
7.
Oh,
As
I
you-
didn't realize it was just traveling. Yeah, 7. I'll before we set off, I do put the satchel bags on the dragon around its like shoulders.
Do they fit?
Oh,
You're very fat.
yeah. Well, it was on a giant goat before. I was worried it'd be too big. Yeah. I make it comfortable. I'm not going to have them loose. I'm going to tie it in a way so it's comfortable and stuff.
Yeah, it initially like shakes because it's not used to having them, but it just kind of resigns to it.
And you can just walk alongside Derek. Walk alongside Dave.
Every so often you see him like,
Derek. Don't let him do that to you, Dave.
you're traveling. The clouds kind of roll in at this point, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the most enjoyable of days traveling. Not great sunshine, but at least you're on your way.
And then start work on the second poncho for Aderyn.
As you're
Goes.
you end up having lunch kind of just at a arbitrary place along the road, but end up having to pack up quite quickly as the rain showers start coming in. They're not heavy, but yes, you do now have a shelter on the thing, and it's got like a little like awning out the front that can be pulled over for the driver as well, so they've got cover. Unfortunately, Dave is getting quite wet, as is Derek. Pebble is kept inside the cart because Togrim is afraid that they'll rust. So just to be certain, they're kept inside. While you're travelling, Balrick, you notice partway along the road, actually not that long after you've gone through the crossroads, actually, a kind of small like cairn of stones on the roadside.
Can of stones.
Not like a large one, just a small like mound.
Any details about it?
Roll me perception.
Um, 4 plus 5, 9.
9. I mean,
Rocks.
it looks it's not a natural formation by any means. It looks like someone or some people put it together, but at a glance, it's nothing special. It's a bit out of place, but you know.
Guys, there's you can't really see it unless you look out this way, but there's a big pile of stones approaching a cairn. I don't know if anyone cares to investigate it or anything. Pay their respects if maybe, because I know that cairns can be used as a symbol of some kinds. Do you want to have a look around? Get out in the rain.
I'd like to stop.
Test out your new poncho.
Yes.
Alright, we'll have a 10-minute break. Make sure you go to the toilet. Make sure you stretch your legs. Setting off in 10 minutes, okay?
Cool.
Alright.
Aderyn heading over to the camp.
Yep.
Roll me an investigation check.
Not one.
Anyone else going with us? Anyone else going with her?
I'll go with her.
Should we all go with some wine?
I'm staying on the wagon.
1.
Another natural one.
That one?
Okay.
That 1.
If you
So for a
want
total of 0?
For a wait, what was it? Perception.
Investigation.
Oh, investigation. Yeah, total of 0.
It's a can of stones that is quite
I
slick
think
with
they're made
water.
of stone.
Is it? It might be.
It might be wood. I'm
It
not
might be
entirely
wet.
sure.
It
It might be some
wet.
sort of. It might be some sort of like polyglass structure of some sort.
Lesley, are
Presumably
you
for
going
some
up
sort of
as well?
reenactment.
Leslie's just like Leslie's gonna call out. What's going on? What do you guys see? And I guess on hearing nothing, Leslie's gonna you want a job done right. And Leslie's gonna.
I've just glitched and I'm just like standing against a stone but still walking.
Ximori's dissociated. Ximori looked at the cairn and looked past it.
So Leslie's
Eyes
gonna
do
walk
focus.
over to the cairn and
No.
walk into the cairn.
And that one, you did not get a nat one.
He observes nothing. There is no cairn.
Yeah, is that 3 nat ones on the same check?
That once on this stone circle.
Balrick, come on, you're curious.
Ari just kind of looks up from the cart and goes, hold on, let's see what she says.
Hold on,
first.
hold on. Leslie walks. So, this is the,
He's just
it's the
jumped out.
sequence of events. Aderyn walks over and it's just like looking at this thing like it's an abnormal creature, like an armadillo, just waiting to move. She's never seen anything like this before. Beckons over Ximori. Ximori walks over and just looks at it for a second, then gets distracted by the rain droplets hitting it and just starts staring off into space. And then Lesley, like, what the fuck are those two up to? Walks over and is too busy staring at those two to realise that he walks into the cairn and like a handful of these like rocks start tumbling off and crack into each of your shins, shaking you from your stupor for a second as you realise you've just bruised and broken your legs.
Harry
Flip it,
looks
not
up
flip
from the
it.
cart, just over the back, and rolling a 21, just goes, what are you doing?
Clip that moment.
Trying to figure what this is.
Gavin?
I have nothing. That's 3 nat ones. I don't know
This
whether
is
you can say this. Your investigation
this
check
is-
investigates these morons. Is what I'm telling you.
You can
Oh,
clearly
God.
see we have no
Investigation,
idea what we're
22.
doing.
It is a pile of stones that 3 of you have broken. There
Push
is
them over.
there like a couple of seconds after that happens, there is a rumble of thunder in the skies. and the rain starts getting heavier.
Can I?
This pile of stones. Oh, all right, guys. All right, break over. Get back on the wagon. It's clear that this pile of stones is cursed in some way.
No, you can fix what you have broken first.
Can I take 3 stones?
You will take no stones. It's a cairn.
What's a cairn?
Quite
We
safe.
have
Would
these
you
in
like
the-
to desecrate somebody's grave?
Yeah, but
There's a body under there.
they won't mind.
Not necessarily. They're more like a symbol. You know.
I don't- oh,
Can I attempt to stack the stones
Yes.
back where they were?
You don't need to roll for
By
this.
the
It's
way,
relatively simple to
going say
restack.
Are you
something.
sure?
You were getting,
Yes.
you were getting an inspiration.
Oh shit! Yeah, I do have inspiration. Oh well.
Oh yeah. I forgot I wrote this.
Yeah, the rain is now chucking it down. And what this cairn of stones is beyond any of you. The cairns aren't common by any means, but they're occasionally used to mark, like, as I say, they're roadside graves.
All right, let's be off. It's clear that you've angered some kind of minor god or something. You've pissed off something. Get back on the wagon before you guys make more of a mess. Thank you, Tauri, for setting them straight.
That's heresy.
Fine, not minor god. Sorry, I take that back. Minor
You've cursed us now.
something. You've cursed me. You,
Everything will be your fault.
Aderyn, you.
Balrick, why?
Back on the wagon now.
I
We're
go
not
get back on the
stopping at
wagon.
any more. Not stopping at any more roadside attractions.
The increased rain has turned this road pretty muddy at this point, and it does kind of slow your travel, which is frustrating for you because you had hoped at the start of the day that if you'd made good time, you probably could have made an array by nightfall, but that's not looking likely. You are heading downhill towards the near Harneen River, and the Antahina Mountains are looming on the southern horizon, high up into the sky, but you're going to have to camp somewhere for the night.
Alright, we'll have to look for somewhere. Can we look out for any signs of life, maybe, as we approach Nare? Like, rather than having to camp, if we can find, like, you know, another one of them roadside huts or a...
Tauri will give you bardic inspiration as well for having a look somewhere to camp. Find somewhere where hopefully we can have a nice meal.
I'll keep an eye out. You guys rest up in the wagon, you know, get comfortable.
I start playing with
is it-
Leslie's dagger.
Is it a D6?
Yeah, it's just a d6 at the moment.
Not massively useful, but you know, it's nice to have. Oh, actually, your bardic inspiration puts me up to a dirty 20.
Oh, no.
Woohoo!
Um,
Don't forget, we also need something where there's also life for Ximori. Otherwise,
I'm not hungry, so you're okay. I ate yesterday. The day before.
how often do you need to eat?
Yeah.
I need food 3 times a day.
I mean, like normal food, 3 times a day, it, you know, is good. That other hunger, once a week or so-ish, depending on what I've been doing.
We should have a code for it, you know, so we know when you're hungry and when you're
Feed, perhaps?
killing hungry.
Need to feed?
No, that's very boring.
That feels kind of sinister.
Maybe you can
Okay.
say you're peckish when you want to kill something.
Peckish. Okay. Yeah.
Right. That works.
So you're currently not peckish.
Not
Survival.
peckish right now, no.
the survival check I mean, there's definitely signs of life. You had wagons passing you on and off in the day. Noré is it's not a major hub route, but there are land-based travels that come out of it. But they're very sporadic. You probably saw 2 during the day, but at least this road is still fairly well worn enough. As nights begin to set, you do spot slightly to the east, off a kind of dirt track that's not dirt anymore, it's pretty much mud, like with a formerly white, now very faded paint wooden fence, kind of like a ranch is probably the wrong word, but it's some kind of like farmstead, that you can see like lights have like come on. That's a slight detour off the road, but you could head down there if you're looking for somewhere to stay. That's about it. That's pretty much all you've seen in terms of actual infrastructure for a while.
That's pretty much. Yeah, so it's like a farmstead, so.
Yeah.
But it's like off the road.
Yeah, you'd have to head down like their like private track kind of thing towards it.
All right, guys, I'm gonna turn off down to get to this farmstead. Maybe they'll let us, sit in their barn or something, get some cover for Dave and such.
Do you want anyone to come along?
I'm gonna ride us down. I don't particularly want to be the one knocking. I know I talk for us a little bit, but I'm not the biggest people person. Someone a bit more pleasant with words should probably.
I could go talk to them.
No, he wasn't talking about you, Ximori.
No.
Let's.
I think
you stay with
this
me.
is one for the dynamic duo.
I mean, I was more
Me
thinking
and
Tauri,
Balrick.
perhaps, but if you, Aderyn,
Oh, I
if you
see.
wanna go- No,
We
Aderyn,
see who
Lesley.
your favorite is.
No, by all means. I just figured that maybe you were more the, getting a free room in the hotel wasn't the city folk. You've got that advantage.
We can talk to country folk.
Yeah, we understand how they work.
We're excellent with farm commoners.
All right, you just called them communists. So I'm a little bit worried, but
How is it an insult? to
She
say
means the
common.
common man or woman.
Yeah,
all right,
neither.
not weird.
Common
All right.
man.
We're pulling up. We're gonna pull up in a second. You guys go to the door and you go get us. See if they'll let us sit in the barn. Is fine. Okay, repeat after me. The barn
The barn
is fine.
is not acceptable.
Not acceptable at all.
No. You think the barn
Oh.
is fine?
The barn is fine for the commoners. They can stay
Alright,
there,
alright.
and we can take the
You
room.
okay? You go to the door. We're arriving. I'm parking up now. You go to the door and you go.
Okay,
Do what you need to do. As they leave, I'm going to turn to Tauri and go, Tauri, can you make sure they don't fuck it up completely?
Already planned.
Lesley, we need to strategize. I think we can pretend that one of us is almost dying, and if we just knock on the door and we're like, I can cry, I can be crying, and then you can tell them please, Fred is dying. We need a soft bed for the night, and then if they say no, it's them being mean.
That would be a horrible thing to turn people away in their time of need. But there's quite a lot of us, and I don't think we all look like we're dying. I mean, Balrick for sure looks like he's a few steps away from the grave, but one
Chris
moment.
is always old in every campaign.
I have occasionally been middle-aged.
Okay, fine.
I'm not sure what to do with that from a therapy point of view. Why is your fantasy playing a middle-aged
I
man,
want
Chris?
to retire already. I have been in the workforce for 5 years and I'm done with it.
Okay.
We can just tell them that we're very tired then.
We would love it if they could give us a bed for the night. But we understand, given their humble situations, that if they cannot, the barn is The barn is fine.
It would
Lesley,
be great. It'll be like
just before that,
Like-
Lesley hears in their head the like Balrick's. The barn is fine, like in a thought. The barn is fine.
There's two angels. One is Balrick, the barn is fine. The other is Aderyn going, no, it's not!
Hens, you're sick.
As you pull up in the like courtyard outside the barn, not the barn, sorry, the farmstead. It's fairly plain looking farmstead. A lot of exposed woodwork. It is 2 stories fundamentally, but it doesn't look in good nick, particularly. But there are lights on inside. You knock on the door. There's a short wait, and you hear kind of footsteps coming through. Open the door. Oh, hello. You see relatively older than Balrick and Lesley for sure. Like slightly hunched man, leathery skin that's clearly spent long years in the sun. Can I help you?
Hello, young man. Is your father in?
Oh, you're a charmer. No. Are you lost?
no, not lost. We are heading to Nari. We've been traveling a very long while, and we were hoping if we could maybe rest here for the night.
Oh, I don't really have many people over these days. I don't know you. You said you were going to Nari?
But we are so tired, and the barn is fine.
The barn is the barn is fine.
Roll persuasion.
Balrick from the wagon.
Gonna use commanding presence. The only reason we
17 plus 5.
The barn is fine.
barn is fine.
What does commanding presence do?
I rolled it.
I don't need to use it.
Sorry, what was the total?
22.
22. Oh, is that your wagon then?
We'll have our own food and everything. And, well, if you need any help around the house, Balrick over there, he's a big tough guy and he loves helping out.
Oh, that would be quite helpful. I haven't got round to preparing the hole in the roof in a
Well,
while.
you can prepare it. And Tauri, the one over there, she loves cleaning as well.
Balrick does not hear them say all this stuff, just sees them pointing back and goes,
Oh, well, I'd be a fool to turn down such helpful strangers. I'm sorry, I don't. If the barn is okay, then I'm Eli, by the way.
Eli, oh, you have beautiful hands.
Such amazing skin. That is.
May we have guests?
Oh, there are more of you.
Oh, just my wife. Don't you worry. She's preparing dinner right now.
How long have you been married?
Long years now.
Long years. And they say love is dead.
Love could never die.
Oh, that's so nice.
Maybe you'll learn one day.
Maybe. Well, it's good to see people like you in the world, you know?
Oh, well, the barn is that way. It should be room for your wagon. I suppose there's some hay in there. You can make some beds. I'll dig around to see if there's any blankets. I'm sorry, we don't have much.
No, you're already being so kind. Please, we'll tell our friends that we can go in, and then I'll come and say hi to your wife. I would love to meet her.
Okay. You get just hold in. I'll let her know that What was your name, by the way, young lady?
Sorry, how rude of me. My name is Aderyn. Aderyn Hale.
Nice to meet you, Aderyn.
I'm gonna
Lesley. Lesley Pratt, at your service.
You're a well-dressed duo. Are you together?
Oh, she wishes.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse an old fool for...
No. Lesley is like an adopted uncle?
Oh,
That's about right. Yep. You are basically me. My adopted niece.
the rest of your group all adopted uncles and nieces and the like as well?
Except Balrick, he's an adopted dad.
Oh, I respect that. Well, please.
I don't suppose. I wondered if you might have some spirits in the house. You know, a little bit of beer, some mead. Happy to pay. It's just we seem to be running a little bit light.
I haven't checked the cabinet in a while, but I'll take a look along with those blankets. It seems only fair if your big burly adopted dad is gonna repair the hole in the roof for me.
He would also love it if you wake him up really early to do so. He loves doing manual labor at 3 a.m. That's his favorite time.
I can't promise, but we'll see. Just send him around when he's awake, and I'm sure I'll be up.
Leslie's revenge.
Thank you.
If you'll excuse me, I think May's calling for dinner, so...
Enjoy.
Give your wife our love.
I shall, thank you. Door shuts behind him.
And I assume you walk over.
Now we just stand by the door laughing to each other.
You got us space. The barn was fine, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, excellent. Thank you. Amazing. Good job, you two. I'm very proud. You did great.
Well, you helped Balrick, offering to fix his roof.
What?
That was really nice of you.
Yeah.
When did I do that? Perchance?
You're going to. Early in the morning.
You said the barn was fine. We do what we gotta do.
The barn is fine.
Alright. You're helping then?
Oh. No.
Let's say I carry you up to the roof and put you on top so you can't get down unless you help.
I don't think you can carry both of us.
Mm-mm.
How much away together? Maybe.
I think that maybe if it's willing. I think we're both kicking and punching. You might not be able to.
the kicking and punching. I think the acrobatics checks might sack it. The grapple checks might attack. Right. I suppose we do. If it's been generous enough to let us stay, it deserves some help from us.
The least you could do.
I'd appreciate if that eventually turns into a we, but okay. Fine. Let's park Dave, get Dave some shelter. Park on the barn. You two gonna go open the doors then? The barn?
Why not?
You can do that, yeah.
You head over to the barn, and it is in just as much disrepair as a house, if not more. There are numerous kind of rotted through planks. The door itself is ajar and clearly soaked through with no varnish having been applied in years. There's a strong musty smell coming from inside.
As a farmer of the time, this is seeming suspicious. Yes, at this point where it's like, how is this farm still operational? Sort of levels.
I mean, your immediate assumption is it's not operational.
Yeah.
There's an old couple.
Do
who
Goliaths
don't
have dark vision?
No.
Okay. Carry on.
But I do.
Okay, Ximori, roll me a perception check retroactively.
I'm personally getting. There was a line you said where my D&D senses tingled, and I went,
19.
What's the line?
yeah, he said, "Love can never die," and with the wife. I'm like,
Sorry, what was that, Ximori?
19.
19. You were noticing as you're walking down this road, like there was fields on either side behind fences. Those fields are really overgrown.
He's not very good at farming.
I was going to say, this is not an operational farm.
Well, he did look very old.
I'm just wondering what he's surviving on at this point. You know?
Sounds like his wife is doing all the cooking for him.
No, there's a wife in there. You didn't see the wife then.
No.
Still, that's not my point. It's like, what is she cooking? You know, there's no crops there. It's all overgrown, Ximori says, and
I mean, if they're
look
keeping
at the
this
state of this
place,
land.
I mean, if they're still keeping this place, they've probably got some money. They haven't had to sell up. I don't know.
That's
Weird.
right. All it is a relative roof over our heads, and you know, we'll get some safety.
And he'll be out with some blankets for us in a bit.
Yeah, did he? Oh, that's very generous of him.
Really nice, really
The
nice.
blankets might get a bit wet in the rain. If he brings them out,
The barn is fine.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's got to bring them out to the barn.
But maybe he can punch over them.
You're gonna make an old man hunt.
He's already
Kind of hunched already.
All right, let's get inside. Let's pack up, unpack ourselves, get ourselves comfy.
Cool. You dig yourselves into the barn, and it is an open floor at the bottom, and then like kind of a mezzanine floor at the top. And there is a couple of like loose bundles of hay in here, and like some various other like tools of equipment, some discarded boxes, a very old and rusted plough as well, and varying other farming equipment like that. And space for 2 horse oxen, like working animals, with their own kind of sheltered stables as well. But there's none in them.
I'd say from the state of it, let's avoid the mezzanine. With, you know, no doors, all this kind of rotting wood around. I wouldn't trust that to hold our weight. Yeah. Let's bundle some hay up. Maybe we've got some tarp spare. We've still got loads of tarp. Maybe if we lay down a bit of tarp on the ground to cover ourselves, you know. Get ourselves
Perhaps
up.
we could use it to cover some of the holes in the roof.
I'm not getting up to this roof. Do you mean tomorrow when I fix the other roof?
We might have planks on hand for that,
Yeah.
but just while we're here.
I've not climbed up to the roof of a barn and put tarp on it.
Everyone's good at mending things.
You know who loves climbing up things and is relatively small? Our friend Togrim!
What now?
You like climbing very high on things without protection, don't you? Tell you what if I get you up there?
Can we discuss it in the morning?
Oh, you're right. Your voice sounds a bit weird.
I think he's got a cold. For all that outdoor sleeping we've been
Oh,
doing.
let's talk about you rest. You don't need to. If you're feeling ill, you know, you've just built yourself up. You just rest. Yeah, the rain's getting to you, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find a pile of hay and just kill it.
Oh,
Yeah, let's just you know, set up, camp down, let's sleep, rest up for the night.
Derek jumps in a pile of hay like a Labrador.
I don't think we need to go through the details of how we camp.
No.
No, I think we
There
need
was
to go
a
into
moment there where I was
excruciating detail
there
about
was a
how we
moment
set
there
up our
where I was
beds.
is the tarp on the floor? Are we putting hay under the tarp so it's comfy? And it was
While you set all this up, after about half an hour, Eli is there hunched in the doorway holding a couple of damp blankets. They're not super damp. The rain has eased slightly. I found a couple of blankets, and there is this, and he pulls out like maybe half drunk, very dusty bottle of like blackcurrant. What's the word I'm looking for?
audio.
Cure kind of thing. I'm not one for much of a tipple these days, so you're welcome to have it. It's quite strong though, so go easy.
This is very generous of you. How much would you like for it?
Let's see how much you can do for the roof in the morning, and we'll go from there.
Would you and your wife like to join us for a small tipple?
No,
No?
we could. We'll be heading to bed now.
I understand.
But I'll see you in the morning.
This is Balrick, who'll be doing your route for you.
Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, that's a strong hand. Be careful with these old bones. Not the man I used to be. Well, good night. Sleep long, sleep well, I suppose.
Thank you.
Shuffles off.
Likewise.
And as you all kind of settle down for the evening, Lesley pops out the cork on the bottle, and you settle in for a drink. We will stop there for this episode, I think. And we will pick up from you sitting in the barn of a kindly old man, and hopefully finally reach Narray next time. But until then, see you later.